Good morning, all of you. Today I am going to start a economic survey of 2019 and 20. There is a high probable chance that they will come in some questions or many questions. We can say it will appear in a coming examinations. It might be any examination, it might be a state government, otherwise a central government, but it is very important on the exam point of view. Okay. What is economic survey? The main important is economic survey. Before going to it, first I want to say that if you are well versed with the basic, you can understand a economic survey easily. Before going to economic survey, if you are not well versed with the basics, you will be unable to understand it. You can't understand because it is a survey. Survey means basically it is like a performance. For example, if there is a home, in home there is a family, the family they will incur some expenditure or some spending or some income. Some person in the family will get a salary or a payment and he will spend it to the family members. Before spending a family members, he will think that how much amount should be spent, how much amount should be spent for the family or spent for the home. It is called as a budget. After spending a certain salary, after the month after, he will analyze where my salary is occurred, where my salary is used, what is the performance of the family, what is the performance of the my amount. So it is called as economic survey. In basic, I given some basic idea by giving the example of a home, but it goes well to the country also. In any country, there will be a certain transactions, economic transactions. As Adam Smith says that economy is nothing but a wealth of the nation. Wealth means what? The main question is what is the difference between wealth and richness. The main important to understand before going to economic surveys the difference between wealth and richness. Wealth, basically a wealth is a accumulation. Basically wealth is a accumulation. Then what's the rich? Rich is a spending. For example, I can give an example of the South Africa. South Africa is what? It is a country, it is a nation, it is also having some economic transaction, but as I can say that South Africa is wealthy, America is rich. Why South Africa is wealthy? Because it is having a many assets in it, many number of assets. For example, if you go for a geography, you can witness there gold coast, silver coast, copper coast. It is rich in a mineral resources, but it is considered as the poor country. One way it is considered as a poor country or developing country. Why? Because the difference between rich and wealthy. In other hand, America is rich. Why? Because it is spending a lot more. I hope you understand that. Economic survey means the quality of wealth, or we can say that the quality of richness. How the particular country performed over an year. For example, 2019-20, next year it will be 2020-21, 2021 to 2022. Per year, how the country performed by its own economic resources. It is called as a economic survey. It is just I given a basic idea. Now I will go for a next. Before going to economic survey, we give a tribute to these persons. You can notice that Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Manoj Parrikar, Sushma Swaraj, and Arun Jaitley. This given, I dream of an India that is prosperous, strong, caring, an India that regains a place of honor in the committee of the great nations. The nations become great by the great executor. You can say that the great men. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who was the reason behind the India becoming a nuclear power. If you come to the Manoj Parrikar, he was a defense minister. Sushma Swaraj, she was an external affairs minister. Arun Jaitley, who came up with many economic ideas. Why? Because it's all we witnessed their deaths recently. They all gone away, left us because what? Because by giving us a great nation, great economic prosperity, they left us, but their work has not left us. So we'll remember those persons. By remembering them, now we'll go for a economical aspects of economic survey. Already I given a basic idea. Now I am giving a real economic terms. What is economic survey? The economic survey of India is a flagship of annual document. This is very important, guys. Annual document of the Ministry of Finance, Government of India, the Department of Economic Affairs. Many a times the question will come in the exam that the economic survey is published by which of the following, or which of the following department, or which of the following ministry. It is a Ministry of Finance. It is a annual document of Government of India and Department of Economic Affairs, DEA, Department of Economic Affairs. The Ministry of Finance presents the survey in the Parliament every year just before the union budget. This is also very important, just before the union budget. It means that after the economic survey, the union budget will be performed, or union budget will be kept on the table. Very important. Before budget, the economic survey will be presented. It is prepared under the guidance of, listen here, the main important is under the guidance of Chief Economic Advisor of India, CEA, Chief Economic Advisor of India. This document is presented to both of the Parliament during the budget session. Here, one of the main important thing is that it is an annual document. Annual means it is a yearly document. Annual means it is a yearly. Per year, every year, this document will be provided. I hope till now we are getting clear. Already I discussed the basic thing by giving you an example of the home. Now I am going economically with the economic term wise. This document is presented both houses of the Parliament, Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha. Now coming to history, it is also very important. The UPSC, the preparation of any competitive exam, goes into three parts: past, present and future. If you are preparing for any competitive exam, you have to consider 3 points: how the economic survey was a past, how the economic survey will be present, how the economic survey will be a future. Next we will go for a next year economic. We will witness the next year economic survey. But important is history. Without analyzing the history, you cannot determine the present. Guys, without analyzing the history, you cannot be determine the present or else future. So the learning of the history, understanding the history is very important. The first economic survey of India was presented in 1952-51 as the part of Union Budget. As remember, as the part of Union Budget. Now it is a separate. When it is separated? After 1964. Remember the date? After 1964, it was separated from the budget and presented each year during the budget session before the presentation of the budget. Understood? It means that economic survey was started in 1950 to 1951 as a part of the Union Budget. After the 1964, it was separated from budget and presented each year during the budget session before the presentation of the budget. Then what the economic survey contains? The important is the content. Document always contains something. Any document, if you go for any reports, means there will be a certain content. If you go for any documents, there will be a content. If you go for any book, there will be a content. If you go to the Constitution of India, there will be a content. There will be a preamble. There will be a sources. There will be fundamental rights, duties, etc., etc. Same in the economic survey, there will be a what? Certain content. Then what is that content? Content is that summarizes the performance. Listen here. Summarizes the performance on major development programs and highlights of policy initiatives of the government and the prospectus of the economy in the short to medium term. Guys, please read this once again. Content, it summarizes the performance on major development programs and highlights the policy initiatives of the government and the prospects of the economy in the short to medium term. It means that what is the performance? How you define a performance? How India is performed? How you define? We already know that India has many sectors: agriculture, industry, manufacturing, etc., etc. There are many sectors. How we will engage? How we will analyze the perfect performance? How? By comparing. Performance is nothing but what? Comparing. Performance is nothing but what? Comparison. Performance is nothing but what? Comparison. What you will compare? What you will compare? You will compare. You will compare what you will compare? You will compare a what? You will compare a data. You will compare a data present, past to present. For example, just I am giving example. In future I will give a perfect data. For example, if this year agriculture is performed, growth is 2%. Last year it was 1.5%. Then what is the performance? Performance is 0.5%. The performance is 0.5%. 0.5% what? It is a growth. It is a growth. Otherwise, present agriculture production is 3%. Last year it was 4%. It is a negative growth. Why? It is a -1 growth. It is called as a performance. Just remember that performance is nothing but a comparison to the past data and present data. Performance on which? What type of performance? On the major development programs. For example, I want to give one of the important example. If you take if you divide an entire Indian economy into two parts, one is pre-1990, one is post-1990. It means the pre-LPG reforms and post-LPG reforms. What is the main difference? If I analyze, if I compare pre and post, pre-LPG and post-LPG, what you can guess, what you can notice? You will notice that the performance of agriculture growth is increased, employment increased because we open entire market or market to the world. The lifestyle of the people changed. The rural started to transfer itself to the urbanization, migration. It is all come under a performance. What type of performance? What are the sectors? That is only a major development programs. What is a major development program? For example, Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan. It is nothing but what? It is a major development program by providing a compulsory education for 6 to 14 years. Now, after the implementation of the policy, if you analyze this, we will come to know how much students enrolled under the RTE, how much students enrolled under the Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan. Means Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan is nothing but the performance, the basic component of the education system by which we can analyze the performance. Real performance what? Real performance of the education sector. How the India is performing in the education sector. Same it goes for agriculture, same it goes for defense, same it goes for commerce, etc. etc. Remember guys, summarizes the performance on major development programs and highlights, it is very important, highlights the policy initiative. What is a policy initiative? Policy initiative means, for example, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. It is a policy initiative. For example, Fasal Bima Yojana. It is a policy initiative. For example, Sandhya Suraksha Yojana. It is a policy initiative of the government and the prospectus of the economy in the short to medium term. Short means the starting of the implementation over the year. Short to medium term. Coming to this year economic survey, the 2-volume economic survey this year printed in a lavender. Many exams, mainly in Group C exams, in state exams, 100% they will ask a lavender, the color of the economic survey, a front page economic survey, the same as the color of the new 100 rupees currency note. New 100 rupees currency note. Guys, give importance here. Wealth is both a cause and effect of investment. That is why it is important for us to focus on the wealth creation. Very important. Wealth creation. We have to create a wealth. What is wealth creation? What is wealth creation? What is wealth creation? How the wealth is created? What is wealth creation? How you say the wealth is created? How? When a country gets certain income from, it might be other country or inside the country. Means it is wealth creation is nothing but basically it is a generation of economy, generation of money. It is nothing but a money generate where money gets generated. How the money gets generated? By the investment. By the investment. The main source of the generation of wealth is nothing but a investment. Okay, here I want to go deeper just to understand, to make this concept understand. What is investment? What do you mean by investment? What is investment? Investment is nothing but the money coming inside the economy, the money generating within the boundary of that country. For example, there are two types of investment. One is FDI. I hope already you studied in economics. Another one is FII. One is FDI, another one is FII. FDI means foreign direct investment. FII means foreign institutional investment. These are the two ways in which a country gets a investment. FDI, foreign direct investment, and foreign institutional investment. What is FDI then? What is foreign direct investment? For example, Amazon. I think Jeff Bezos is the head of the Amazon. Recently, he become a richest person of the world. He is investing in India by the company name as Amazon. I hope you will get all your commodities, all your things to the doorstep. Why? Because of the Jeff Bezos. He become a richest person recently. Why he become a richest person? Because he invested in all the countries, not only India, but I think he's getting a maximum revenue from India, but he is investing more money in India. How? By providing the service. Jeff Bezos here, Amazon is a service provider. Amazon is a service provider. He is neither a manufacturer, neither producer, nothing. He is just providing a service. So he providing the service means what? Because of his company, here we are getting a employment generation. I hope in all your homes a guy will come to deliver the thing you have ordered, deliver the commodity you have ordered. Means he is getting a certain payment from whom? From the Amazon company. Means it is nothing but a investment as well as a employment generation. In term it leads to what? Wealth creation. Means here Amazon is what? Amazon is FDI. Then what is FII? Another question is, what is FII? What is foreign investment, institutional investment? Suppose, just for your understanding, suppose to your home, Indian guy will not come. Rather him, who will come? Foreign guy will come. American guy will come to your home to deliver the product. It means that it is a foreign institutional investment. Why? Foreign institutional investment is the idea will be there, them only the employment will be that particular company who will be invested in India. So FDI is better than FII. Always remember, guys. Many in exam, many into the question will be arise. FDI is always must be greater than a foreign institutional investment. Why? By the FDI, we will get a maximum revenue generation. By FII, for example, Goldman Sachs, it is nothing but what? It is the investment company. Morgan Stanley, it is a investment company. They only give the employment. They will hire persons from their country only, their idea only, but it is not advantageous to the certain country which they have or they have investment. But on another hand, FDI, Amazon, remember this, Amazon is a FDI. Because of them, we are getting a employment generation. The guy who I employed here, he will get a salary. From the salary, what he will do? He will spend in our country only. So it is basically it is a wealth generation. It is entire concept is called as a wealth generation. The main component of wealth generation is investment. Listen guys, I am not going to the basic economics. I am just telling the economic survey. To make you understand the survey, I am giving just hint of the basics. I am not going to deal with the entire economics here. Another important thing is, I told that investment is a main component of what? Wealth generation. But it is not the only component. There are many components, but investment is the main component. Here, economic survey says that here the projected India's economic growth at 6% to 6.5% in next financial year starting April 1. Projected India's economic growth at 6% to 6.5% the next financial year starting April 1. The economic survey says that in next year our GDP or growth will be around 6 to 6.5%. But the main question mark is now at present rate is 4.8 to 5%. The main question mark is it possible? Is it possible? Who should give the answer here? The answer should be given by both government as well as a representative of government is nothing but a chief economic officer. Chief economic officer. I just to make a comic, just have given a name of both Guru Siddha and Subbu. Subbu is nothing but our economic advisor, chief economic advisor, Subramaniam, and his Guru Siddha. Guru Siddha is a student asking. He is asking some questions to whom? He is asking some questions to the chief economic advisor. That Guru Siddha is nothing but represented our common people, common Indian people. He is asking a question. Already economy is in bad condition. It is your projection of 6.5% really works. Then how? He is asking, yes, so just explain. He is asking a Subramaniam, chief economic advisor, please explain me. Now he is explaining. Who? Chief economic advisor explaining. How? Yes, you read a economics basics. First you have to understand economics basics. I will relax a fiscal deficit. Chief economic advisor says that he will going to increase or he will going to relax a fiscal deficit. Spending by government increase demand comes to the basics. Listen here. What is important before going to his answer? First we will understand how the economy flows in a country. Yeah. It is called as a circular flow of income. What is the circular flow of income? Circular flow of income means there are two households as well as a firms. Another one is bank. See the components of circular flow of income. Circular flow of income means the money. Before going to circular flow of income, another basic I want to tell you what is currency. The main important is what is currency. What is currency? What you mean by currency? Currency is nothing but what? Currency is nothing but what? It is related to purchasing power. Currency is nothing but what? Purchasing power. Then what is purchasing power? There are two persons, person A and person B. Both will go to the market. Person A is having a dollar, person B is having a Indian rupee. Person A is having a dollar, person B is having a Indian rupee. These both will go to the shop. In shop, there will be only one commodity, which is costing certain amount. I hope it is just I am writing a 10. It is having its price is 10. Who can easily buy here? Person A or person B? Who can easily buy? Who can easily purchase that commodity? Who can easily purchase that commodity? Of course, normally person A can buy easily commodity. Why? Because he is having a dollar. Dollar is having a more strength than an Indian rupee. Why? Because dollar is having a what? More purchasing power. In your economics basics, you will study currency devaluation, currency upgrading. You will study that. But basically, currency means what? The purchasing power. If I am having 100 rupees, 100 means what? I am having the purchasing power. That currency, that note is having what? Certain purchasing power. Recently, you heard the demonetization. What is demonetization? You all were having the money. but government suddenly demonetized, means automatically it come to the zero, means money is not came to zero, your purchasing power came to zero, means in any economy the currency plays a very important. Currency come under the word called as a current. Current. What is current? Current is nothing but a flow. Means if any economy, if it wants to be healthy, it wants to be efficient, it wants to be sufficient, it wants to be more growth oriented, means there the flow of money, means the currency circulation must be very fast, very efficient. For example, Indian mindset and American mindset. If I take two mindsets, Indian mindset and American mindset. American mindset. In Indians, as Indians, we are utilitarian. Utilitarian means we always think of the use. If I purchase a car, first we will think that how many years I can drive this car. How many years I can drive this car. In normal India, we will drive a single car will be driven around 8 to 10 years in India. Means in 8 to 10 years, he is driving only one car without purchasing another car. But in America, they are not utilitarian. In America, they are selective. Today, an American buy the car. In next year, if any new model comes to the market, he will buy that car also. Here, the circle of income is fast where? America or India? It is fast in America. Why? Because fast transactions. Because fast transactions. Means as compared to India, America is doing a very fast transaction. Very interesting actually. This concept why very interesting means the country where the circular flow of income is very fast, that country will be a what? That country will be a growth oriented country towards a fast country, fast developing country. It means that the goods which you have produced must be consumed very fast. Very important. Remember guys, the goods that is produced must be consumed, not only consumed, it must be consumed very fast. Then only the economy will grow. So government is making many changes. For example, digital transactions. We are going all digital transactions, Phone Pay, Google Pay. These are all what will boost the economy. Coming to this circular flow of income, there will be households, there will be firms, banks. Both for households and firms, the important destination are bank. Why? Bank will store the money. Bank will not simply speaking, a bank will store your money. Bank will not say you will, according to you are saving the money, but bank is storing your money. Your money is stored in a bank. Listen here. The role of households and firms. Households, what the households will do? They will consume. If the pen is manufactured, it will be consumed by the households. Pen is manufactured by whom? Pen is manufactured by a firm. Pen is manufactured by a firm. If I take this pen, I hope if I take this pen, it is produced or it is manufactured by a certain company. It is consumed by whom? It is consumed by a households. It is manufactured by a firms. He will get what? Household will get a commodity. Household will get a commodity, that is pen. Firm will get a what? Return money. Again, this money will be stored where? This money will be stored at banks. Again, bank will give loan to whom? Bank will give loan to the households. Again, households will spend certain money. And this will be a circular flow of income. The best example I have to, the best example I want to give is, take the example of whom? Very trending person in India, very famous person. Who is that? Who was in news? Who was in news? Recently who was in news? Vijay Mallya. He was in news. Why? Why Vijay Mallya was in news? Why? Vijay Vittal Mallya. He was in news. Why? Because of NPA, non-performing asset. Just to understand the circle of income, I am taking the example of a Vijay Mallya. What he done? He took loan from the bank. He not repaid it. He not repaid it. Means that 9,000, he is saying 9,000 or 11,000 crore. That 9,000 or 11,000 crore is a dead amount. Why? Because it not came under this circular flow of income. If he deposited that 11,000 crore to the banks would have given the loan to the households or would have given the loan to the firms. If they given the loan to the households, they will purchase something. How they will purchase? On the regarding demand. That demand is depend upon a market. That demand, it means bike. Take the example of bike. If the bike is very much demand, it will be manufactured by certain firm. It will be consumed. Firm will get a profit or loss. If firm will get a profit, it will give a certain percentage of interest to the government, certain percentage of profit to the government. The government will get what? The government will get a revenue generation. The government will get a revenue generation. Why the government will get a revenue generation? By the profit earned by that company. Why the company got a profit? Because the banks have provided a certain loan while he or she, the company owner, was starting the company. By that loan, they started the production. The products were sold to the market. They are consumed by the households. Again, the profit is gone for the firms. Again, firm by the profit they will give to the government in terms of a tax. Recently, it was in news, corporate tax. Government will go to the they will give to the tax to the government. For government, it is what? Government, it is what? Government, it is nothing but a income. For the government, it is nothing but a revenue generation. For government, it is nothing but a revenue generation. That revenue generation will what? Government will make that revenue generation a government spending. Government will spend. Government will spend. Why? By making the budget. By making the budget. How that budget is performed? Again, economic survey. Now we are discussing that. It means that in entire economy, imports means the commodities which will purchase from the outside the country. Savings will be done for the households in what? Bank. Current account savings. So there will be savings account. Savings. By savings you will get a certain interest. Again investment. This circular flow of income works good in any economy in the world. Any nation or any economy, this circular flow of income will be applied. It is called a circular flow of income. Economic survey is nothing but what? We are analyzing this total circular flow of income. I hope you understand. I hope you understood. Please, I will give a certain time. Please see this slide. There is a households, firms, savings, consumption, investment, exports. Export means our country, we are exporting certain commodities. For example, India is exporting certain things. For example, petrol products. But just I am giving example. Oil seeds. Example, we will import a crude oil. We will import a what? Import crude oil, import a machinery, we will import a different procurements. Recently, we imported a Rafale. These are all what? Imports. By considering these all components, we call it as a circular flow of income. It is not necessary for economic survey. To make you understand the economic survey, I am just going towards the basics. Okay. Next. Then, government will spend on what? Any government. You will all pay a tax, income tax, GST, indirect tax. The government will get what? The government will get a huge revenue generation. Huge revenue generation. By that revenue generation, government will spend. Spend, I can say it as a expenditure. It is a expenditure. This expenditure, how the government will spend? It will spend on a infrastructure. It will spend on a infrastructure. Infrastructure means road, bridges, energy sector, health, technology, housing, agriculture. These all are visible to the common people. all can notice, visible to the common people. So the performance can easily analyzed, can be easily analyzed. By this analysis, by this analysis, by this analysis, we will give a what? We will give a vote to the government. If a person, if you want to elect a political representative to the government, what all we will think? We will notice the road, bridges, energy sector, health, technology, housing. These all are parameters which the Indian voter is having to analyze the performance of the respective political representative who stood in a election. Means government is spending on infrastructure. By this, for example, road recently, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. For best example is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Bridges recently, Chenab, we constructed a tunnel in Chenab. Next, energy sector recently, we signed a certain nuclear power projects with Russia or France. Health, we recently made a Ayushman Bharat Yojana. Technology, we are coming with a nanotechnology. We are coming with a new technological policies. Housing, Pradhan Mantri Indra Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. These are all our housing. Agriculture, Krishi Udan. In coming slide, I will discuss Krishi Udan, Kisan Rail, etc. etc. Means the collected amount of the government is spending to the people. This all spent to whom? To the people of India. People of India. Why people of India? Because the tax is collected from a people of India. We will pay the tax. Government will collect a tax. It might be direct tax or it might be indirect tax. Indirect tax is nothing but what? GST. Remember guys, GST is a indirect tax. There are two components of GST, state GST and central GST. In GST, another subcomponents, slabs, we can call them as slabs, 5%, 13%, 28%, etc. etc. In coming slides, I will discuss in detail. Then the basic nature of any economy. Already I discussed the circular flow of income. Another basic philosophy of economy is demand, production, and consumption. These are very important. Demand, production, and consumption. Demand, production, and consumption. There is a product. For example, there is a any product. You can say it has a car. If you can take an example of a car, it is a car. The car must be in demand. For example, Audi car. It is Audi car. It is a very luxurious car. If it is only in demand, best example. Forget about car. The best example is Apple iPhones. Apple phones are always in demand. Why? Because of their quality. Demand leads to what? Demand leads to production. Production leads to consumption. Consumption leads to economic generation. Demand, production, consumption. DPC. Remember guys, DPC. It is a basic philosophy of what? It is a basic philosophy of economics. Economics. It is basic philosophy of economics. DPC. What? Demand, production, and consumption. Means if any product is produced, the main intention of that production or the main intention of that producer must to sell. Sell means what? To consume. If production is not consumed, then what happens? What happens? The quantity which you have produced is not consumed. Why it is not consumed? Because it is not in demand. It is not in demand. For a best example, again, Nokia phones. One time, the Nokia phones were ruling entire world market, not only Indian market. Indian market might have an importance, but it was ruled by entire world. Which phone? Nokia phone. Why? Because it was having a great demand. By the great demand, it led to the maximum production. Great demand, maximum production. The maximum production again leads to the maximum consumption. So Nokia mobile become a household term, household mobile. Why? Any of the citizen, every citizen in any country were having a Nokia phones because of it might be the quality, because it was handy. But at present moment, we cannot notice a Nokia mobiles in the market. Not 100%, but as compared to a heyday, means as compared to the past, now presently it is not in demand. Why? Because Nokia company not upgraded itself. Guys, very important term, upgradation. If you want to be in a business, you shall upgrade yourself. Not only in business, in any occupation, in anything, you should be have a regular upgradation. If I'm teaching here means I should be updated at a present awareness, present global awareness. I should be aware of the global happenings. It is called as upgradation. Nokia failed in a upgradation. Nokia failed here. Nokia failed here. Why? Because it not adopted a Android. It not adopted a Android. So automatically Samsung and other, now there are many now Xiaomi, Xiaomi, etc. Now these mobiles are leading a entire mobile market. Why? Because they upgraded itself. Nokia failed to upgrade itself. It means that business is apart. Coming to the economy means the Nokia company mobiles lost what? Lost a demand. Nokia mobile company lost its demand. Why? Because of the lack of upgradation. Hence, if any economy, if it want to grow or if it should grow, means it should be upgraded itself. Coming to the government of India, coming to our country, our roads should be upgraded. For example, we are doing what? We are making a concretization of the roads. It is nothing but what? We are upgrading. We are constructing the electrical oriented bridges. We are going for a energy, non-renewable energy. Road, we are turning to the metros. Road, we are turning to the metros. Bridges, we are turning to the high technological bridges. High technological bridges. Energy sector, we are going for a renewable energy. We are going for a renewable energy. Health, we are adopting a digitalization. Digitalization, for example, telemedicine. Technology, we are going for a nanotechnology. Housing, again we are upgrading a housing by Awas Yojanas. Agriculture, we are going to the mechanization of agriculture. Mechanization, or I can say modernization of agriculture. Means government of India is also upgrading itself to be on the economic front. Means I don't know, many a times economists say that if I want to analyze the country's performance, if I want to analyze any country's performance, first I will give importance for, first I will see the quality of roads. Yeah, economics say that. Economists say that naturally. Any country, if I want to see that that country is how well developed, means first I will notice what? I will notice the road. Very important. So we are going for a quadrilateral. In coming slides, I will explain it. Now just think that in this slide, the summary of this slide is, the summary of this particular slide is the government will spend in infrastructure. If it want to be in a market, it should upgrade the infrastructure. How it will upgrade the infrastructure? Again, the revenue generated from the people of India through the taxation. If the metro, government will what? Government will come up with the metro. Metro will be a more demand than the what? More demand than normal transportation. More demand means more production. More production means more consumption means many of the people will opt for the what? Opt for the metros rather a normal transportation. I hope you all are understanding. Demand, production, consumption. If the government of India is coming itself with a higher modernization of agriculture, many of farmers will take the utility and agriculture sector will be growth. So it is very important that demand, production, consumption, DPC. I hope that you all understood what is infrastructure, what is demand, what is production, what is consumption. Next, I hope now our chief economic advisor is going further to explain how the wealth is created. See here, the wealth creation, the invisible hand supported by the hand. These all are the chapters of what? These all are the chapters of economic survey. These all are the chapters of economic survey. How the wealth is generated. These all are the chapters of economic survey. He is the chief economic advisor. He is giving all what all chapters. First, he is giving importance for a wealth generation. Already I discussed what is wealth generation. Now again is discussing about entrepreneurship. Here wealth creation again, pro business versus pro crony, undermining markets, creating jobs. Next, targeting ease of doing business, golden jubilee of bank nationalization, financial fragility. Next, privatization, India's GDP growth rate. Next, another new concept. It is an entirely new concept. New concept. It is called as a Thalinomics. I will explain. In coming classes, I will go on explaining each and every chapter. Don't worry. Every I will cover. In coming class, I will cover entire economic survey with examination oriented. Only examination oriented. I hope till now I cleared all basics. All basics. Guys who are not good in economics, please go to the basic NCERTs, understand the topics again and revisit my class. I already made a certain clear points, but I'm discussing economic survey. I have to maintain the discipline that I must only teach economic survey, not part of the basics. Just I'm giving a hint of the basics to make you understand economic survey if you not understood the basics. So please cope up with your basics. Please upgrade your basics by referring to basic NCERT books. Our India, you know that our India is very rich. You know that our India is very rich in heritage, very rich in heritage, very rich in history, very rich. Yeah. I hope by seeing the slide, there is a person called a Kautilya. Who is Kautilya? Who is Kautilya? Kautilya is a economist and as well as a political scientist. Kautilya is an economist as well as a political scientist. The importance of Kautilya is he wrote the importance of the Kautilya is he wrote what? He wrote Arthashastra. Here, while Kautilya's Arthashastra is given as a canonical example, wealth creation as a worthy human pursuit. What he told that wealth creation is a wealthy human pursuit. Listen here. Chanakya says that being rich is good. Generating wealth is good, but not as a greed, but a human pursuit to lead a peaceful and happy life. Like this guy. To lead a peaceful and happy life. Kautilya, you know, if you visit our ancient history, Kautilya is one of the miracle. We can say he is the miracle of the ancient India. I can quote him. Why? Because of his today, like Indian. I go further and say a Bharatiyate, what we call as a Bharat. It is very important. We call it as a Bharat. Why? Because of Kautilya. Because he dethroned Alexander. Not I can't say dethroned. He dethroned Nanda, who was supportive to the Alexander. Please go and learn history something. But the main economic point of view, Kautilya is important for his Arthashastra. Many there is a debate. Arthashastra is economic oriented or political oriented. It is both. It is economic oriented as well as a political oriented. In any till Arthashastra is relevant more than 80%. Today's present economic scenario or present political scenario, the Arthashastra is very relevant, more than 80% we can say. The who are studying a public administration, you can notice this importance. Arthashastra. Artha means what? Artha means economy. Artha means money. Shastra means study. Shastra means study means Arthashastra means study of the wealth. Same, what we call it as a economics. When Chandragupta created his own empire, Chandragupta empire, the main purpose of the administration, must be what? Must be the welfare of the people. To do the welfare, to do the welfare, to do the welfare, the government should have revenue. The government should have revenue. The government should spend. Government should spend to the welfare. Very important. If any country, if any king, he want to do a great thing to his subjects. Subjects means great thing to his people. He should have a revenue. Means the management of revenue is very important. How if a king is having, if your king is having a 1 rupees, how efficiently that king spend that 1 rupee. It means that he is having 1 rupee, 1 rupee spent to whom? 1 rupee spent to the people. But the question is not only spending, how effectively it should spend so that the people should have a welfare prospects. The people should be a peaceful of happy life. So it will get under a Arthashastra. Again, nice, so you made them happy, but still Chanakya Bro is angry. Why? After the completing my economic survey, you will know, you will come to know that why Chanakya is very angry now. You will get answer why Chanakya is very angry. In last class of my economic survey, again I will revisit this Chanakya, this picture, and I will answer you why Chanakya is so angry here after completing the economic survey. Now coming to the another one of the most Tirukural. You've seen that Abdul Kalam quoted his quotation in his UN speech. Tirukural. He says that wealth, the lamp unfailing, speeds to every land, dispersing darkness at its Lord's command. Make money. There is no weapon sharper than its sever the pride of our foes. It means that Tirukural is saying that the wealth generation is nothing but light. Without a wealth, you cannot perform. Without a wealth, the state can't perform. Without the wealth, the nation can't perform. Without the wealth, the king can't perform. So, wealth generation is very important, and a positive spending, healthy spending is also very important. Healthy spending. Healthy spending. You notice, for example, Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. If I compare both Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Akbar, what is the difference? What's the difference between both guys, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Akbar? The main important difference between both of them are, one is financially a very well disciplined person, that is Akbar, because he was having a Raja Birbal, Todarmal. Todarmal was a very great economist, Mansabdari system, administrative changes, and there is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Why? He was a financially, I can call him as a financially indisciplined person. Just I am giving an example. Why? Because by his witty experiments, by his field experiments, he shifted one capital to the another capital, all because they all led to the economic losses. The people suffered a lot. When the country, listen guys, very important quotation, when the country failed to spend its amount efficiently, the people will suffer naturally. If you have many famines, you have witnessed many famines in Britain, Great Bengal famine. Great Bengal famine, why? Because the inefficient spending. Means, listen here, the inefficient spending means the king or a state is not spending as needable to the welfare of the people. Arthashastra guides that. Arthashastra guides that. Okay. Coming to the next. Wealth creation. First chapter. The wealth creation. The invisible hand supported by the hand of trust. Guys, remember this chart. Totally, I picturized the first chapter. In this slide, I picturized entire first chapter. The theme of economic survey. The theme of this year economic survey is 3. One is, in future wise I will explain in detail, enabling market, creating trust, and pro business. Remember guys, 3 important factors of present economic survey. One is enabling market, one is pro-business, another one is trust. What is invisible hand? I will discuss. Before going to that, this all is created by whom? This all is created by the policy makers, that is Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman means political. She is a political executive, which is she is known for a policy making. Policy implementation is one side, policy making is another side. Policy making is very important. Policy making is very, very important. Please remember enabling market, pro-business and building the trust. Before going to the next slide, what is enabling market? Now only I will explain. You can understand in future slides. Enabling market means, for example, India is a country. It has certain mechanism, economical mechanism. India needs what? Not only India, any country in the world needs what? Investment. Already I told, investment is the biggest component of the market. If some person from America, some person from another country want to make a business in India, want to start a company in India, first you have to think about the selling of his product. For example, if Elon Musk, I am taking a current affairs. Why? Because simultaneously I will cover the current affairs. If I will take the example of Elon Musk, you all know that Elon Musk is a head of SpaceX and Tesla cars. Recently, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited an industry of the Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk wanted to start a company. Which company? Tesla car company. He wanted to start a Tesla car company. If he wanted to start a Tesla car company, Tesla car is nothing but what? Electrical car. First, you have to make a survey. Where you have to make a survey? You have to make a survey in an Indian market. What survey? Whether my car is purchased by the people of India or not. Whether my car is purchased by the people of India or not. If yes, we will come and start a company. If no, we will set back after starting a company. How the market is given to him? This work is done by the government of India. Means I have to provide Elon Musk what? I have to provide him a land. I have to provide him a resource. Resource means I have to provide him electricity, etc., etc. Then only Elon Musk will make a what? Elon Musk will make what? His company, or will start his business. When he starts his business, what happens? Consumption starts. By the revenue he gets from the consumption, again he will pay to the government of India and also his country. It is secondary. But important here is enabling market. Who is enabling market here? Government of India. Enabling means the people will purchase the electric car. Why? Because government of India is planning to give importance for a green energy. Because fossil fuels are coming to the dirt, coming to the minimum. So we have to give importance for a renewable energy. Enabling market means any businessman, the government will provide any businessman a positive environment to create his or her company. Means creating company means what? Investment. Creating company means what? Maximizing the investment. How it is maximizing? By enabling the market. Suppose Nirmala Sitharaman not provided, means government of India not provided this land, resource and electricity, Elon Musk will not start the company. If he not start the company, investment will be zero investment, no employment. Means automatically economy will be minimized, economic growth will be hampered, economic growth will be paused. So very important is any policy maker should provide a positive environment. It is only called as a ease of doing business. How we come to know that the government is giving a positive environment? By the ease of doing business. In future class I will discuss about the ease of doing business. Now I will go to the pro-business and trust. Before going to the pro-business and trust, I will end my class here. In next, it is a part 1. In tomorrow's class, in next class, I will continue from here. Thank you. Thank you. very much. I hope you got understood. If any queries, you can mail our Gurudev website. You can mail to our email ID.